All right, what up, y'all? Sway Breezy here, and I'm back with another bang. Now, today, it's a little cynical, a little unserious, but still serious at the same time. In today's video, I'm going to ask ChatGPT how to ruin my life in my 20s. I kind of want this video to give us a chance to take the opportunity and reflect on our own lives and kind of be a slap in the face or a wake-up call to some of us that might be ruining our lives in our 20s. I'm sure most of what ChatGPT says is going to apply no matter how old you are in life, even if you're a teenager, 30s, 40s. So let's get into it. Okay, so I asked simply, can you give me a step-by-step tutorial on how to ruin my life throughout my 20s? And ChatGPT picked up that I was being a little cynical. It says tongue-in-cheek, dark humor, step-by-step guide, sarcastic roadmap of what not to do if you want to thrive. But unironically, I'm sure a lot of us are doing some of these things, and this is really going to be a call out to a lot of folks. So let's get into it, and I'm going to kind of add a little bit and reflect on some of the points. So step one is to chase instant gratification like it owes you money. Skip long-term goals. Who needs a 5-year plan when you can have shots and bad decisions tonight? Prioritize dopamine over discipline. If it feels good now, do it and worry later. Or never worry about the serious things that have delayed gratification behind them, you know? Let's do the drugs now. Let's have the sex now. Let's party now. Let's buy all the things now because life's too short. Life's too short to invest in your future. I can't take myself serious. This is a big one. Obviously, instant gratification is ruining this generation. Rack up debt for vibes. Finance a luxury car you can't afford to impress people who don't care. Get 3 credit cards. Max them all. Minimum payments only. Debt snowball. Don't learn budgeting. Just manifest wealth, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. ChatGPT is fucking hilarious. I'm actually having a blast with this video. Obviously, in your 20s, if you are unsuccessful with avoiding debt, it can haunt you for the rest of your life. So I think this one is very important. If we are going to try to ruin our 20s, we need to rack up the debt. We need to maybe even get into a mortgage without being able to pay it. You know, obviously the credit card debt, payment plans, all that shit. Anything that has interest on it or is out of the budget, we need to be splashing on that. We need to be buying that shit immediately, bro. That's the only way we're gonna ruin our 20s. Step 3, this one's very important if we're gonna ruin our life, and that is to ignore your health entirely. Sleep is for the weak. Fuel your body with energy drinks and DoorDash. Oh my god. Never exercise unless it's running from responsibilities. Only see a doctor if something is falling off. Yeah, I think this is really important. If we can get through our days off of nicotine and caffeine, I think that's how we set ourselves up to be really healthy in our 40s and 50s. No whole foods, no steaks, no chickens, no rice, no broccoli, none of that bullshit. All we need is caffeine to wake us up, and then energy drinks throughout the day to wake us up, and then nicotine to give us that little head rush and take us off track of what we were, previously talking about. Big points on fast food, big points on McDonald's and Doritos. If we could get a lot of that in, I think we're on the right track. And who needs checkups? Fuck that shit. The doctor's a scam anyway. Step 4, surround yourself with chaos. Keep toxic friends around. Drama is fun. Date red flags like it's a carnival, and burn bridges, then roast marshmallows over the ashes. So yeah, we're gonna want to make sure that we don't have any alone time, any sort of free time in our lives. We're gonna give our energy to other people who don't deserve it. We're gonna date girls that have every single red flag all around them. Hopefully we're looking to get cheated on and maybe spiral out of control, be with friends that snake us and talk shit behind our backs. We're gonna do all those type of things. We're gonna make sure that we crash out on everyone and burn every single bridge to make sure that we can never develop an actual relationship or friendship with anybody. I think we all got that one down, right? Is everyone taking notes? I hope you guys are taking notes. This is important. Step 5, this one's big. A lot of people, when they're trying to ruin their 20s, this is the important one. This is an important one to make sure that you're the same at age 20 as you are at age 30. This one is avoiding all forms of self-reflection. Never journal, never meditate, just scroll until the existential dread fades. This is big. This is big. If there's a big problem, a big decision that you need to make sure you open TikTok and scroll until you fall asleep, okay? That is going to help us making decisions. Gaslight yourself into thinking you're just vibing instead of lost. Yeah, we're just coasting around, I'm living day by day. I'm just an average guy. You can't expect much from me. And then, of course, avoid accountability. Blame your parents, the government, and Mercury in retrograde. If the stars aren't aligning and I was born into poverty and, Trump and Biden are trying to keep me poor, as long as we keep that mindset, I think we're going to do a really good job at ruining our 20s and preventing any growth. So make sure you guys write this down. It's important shit. Step 6, work a job you hate and stay there forever. Don't pursue your passions, pursue paychecks, even if it crushes your soul. So yeah, if there's anything that you love and you really want to work on, make sure you put that to the side for $15 an hour. I think that's very good advice for ruining our 20s. Complain daily, but never try to leave. Make sure you bitch to your managers, complain that you don't have enough money to survive. But when you get off work at 5 o'clock, make sure you go back to laying down and doing nothing to change it. Refuse to learn new skills. Growth is scary. Yeah. house, maybe that online course that you've been thinking about, let's just forget about that, you know? Or maybe if there's an opportunity to climb the ladder in your workplace, just make sure you don't fuck with that and just keep doing the same shit you're doing. Make sure you put the fries in the bag, bro, and we are going to succeed. That one's pretty easy. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I think a lot of us are doing very good with that one. Step 7, compare yourself to everyone on social media. Let other people's filtered lives make you feel like a failure. So when everybody's showing off their flashy ass vehicles that $50,000 in debt with, we're gonna make that seem like we are behind in life. And when the girl who edits her waist to be a little smaller is posted up on social media, we're gonna tell ourselves that we are fat and out of shape. And when the dude on steroids shows his big ass biceps but not his bald ass head, we're gonna convince ourselves that we are not meant. This is very good advice. Obsess over milestones. Marriage, house, money. If they're winning, you must be losing. So when your friends are getting houses, be mad at yourself for it. Your friends are getting money and, you know, getting married, just make sure that you hate yourself for not being in the position that they are in. And forget gratitude. Envy is the new black. So, you know, don't be grateful for the situation that you're in. You know, always look at the guy to your left and right and make sure that you are watching everything about their life to make sure that you don't improve your own life. This is very good advice. Very solid if we are planning to ruin our 20s. Step 8, numb yourself creatively. Drown your thoughts in alcohol, weed, or whatever numbs the nagging voice purpose. So yeah, you know, we all get that instinctual, primal feeling like we need to do something. We need to get out there and fulfill our purpose in life and, you know, have purpose-driven work and be happy and pursue something. Anytime you get that feeling, just crack a couple beers or smoke a joint, you know, make sure you fall asleep without resolving those feelings. Or, you know, like I said earlier, scrolling on TikTok for 6 hours a day will do the trick for, you know, killing your creativity. Avoid hobbies unless they come with followers. So, you know, if there's something you really love, but there's no clout or money involved, make sure you avoid that. You know, if you love it and it really makes you happy, make sure you don't do that unless you can get some type of attention. Kill your creativity with constant overconsumption. So, you know, you're planning on writing some music, make sure you just listen to a lot of music for inspiration. You know, always listen to music. You want to make YouTube videos, just always watch YouTube videos, you know, like all day long, and don't actually make your own. You know, just keep consuming because eventually you'll be good for it, right? Fucking idiot. Step 9, stay in your comfort zone. Don't move cities, try new things, or take any risks. So yeah, make sure you stay in your hometown with a population of 20,000 people. That is very important, guys. You know, make sure you stay in the same job. Don't really save money or anything like that. You know, don't plan a risk out, you know, because new things are scary and we could fail. Fear change like it's the IRS. We need to stay the same as much as we can forever. You know, let's not change. Let's not try to grow. Let's not try to develop new habits. Let's just stay the same. Say what if a lot, but never find out. You know, like what if I went to the gym? I would be so buff. What if I quit this job and pursued a different career? What if I chased my passion? You know, keep asking yourself these questions, but make sure you do absolutely nothing about it and continue to bedrock every single day of your life. I think that's going to be huge for getting us there. And last but not least, step 10, this is very important. Lie to yourself until you believe it. You know, make sure you tell yourself things like, I'll start tomorrow. I'm too old already. I missed my chance. Maybe this is just my destiny. And congratulations, you've now self-sabotaged to perfection. You have completely ruined your 20. You guys did great, honestly. Congratulations, class. I'm very proud of all of you, you know? Now, if we truly just followed all 10 of those steps, guys, we are on the way to being absolute losers and ruining our life by 30. So if you guys are on this journey with me of completely being a fucking idiot loser that needs to get off his lazy ass and get back to work, make sure you like and subscribe for more loser ass content. I'm on my way to losing as much as I possibly can. Hopefully I can follow these 10 steps and, you know, ruin my life. You know, that's the goal. But in all seriousness, do the opposite of those 10 things. This was kind of a troll. It was kind of a funny little video. And I like the videos that I make that are like wake up calls to not only myself, but to everybody watching. You know, we need to snap the fuck out of it. Our 20s are a time where we need to just constantly be working and improving our life and developing habits that will last a lifetime. Because if we don't start now, the bad habits are going to take over and it'll be much harder in our 30s, much harder in our 40s. So we might as well nip everything in the butt in our 20s. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this silly little video. I will be back in a couple of days with the next one, and I will see you guys all when I see you guys later.